Hello everybody, welcome to another Locals Report, or whatever I'm calling it now. I could change the title on this already. This was on the 9th of May at Geek Retreat, and it was another one where I played Arceus. I've played a lot of Arceus, so I'm recording 3 of these in a row. They're all Arceus. The same list will be there, but I will have it up somewhere. There or there. Somewhere. Maybe Beans will have the list. Who knows? But Beans is here. Can we get a nose boop? Let's go. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it, shall we? So, first game was against Dialga. I say Dialga. The guy playing it, we might. I feel bad if I get his name wrong. I think it's Josh. He was originally playing like the typical Dialga list, which had, you know, Miraidon and all the crazy stuff going on. It's a cool deck. I love it. I love it a lot. And I've talked about this in like it's probably the last video I recorded in this block, but I've got some plans to play some stupid stuff like that. Anyway, first he's playing almost like a metal box, so there is Dialga there as you'd expect. But there's also a few other things such as like Zamazentas and things like that. It was really cool to see. It's people are cooking, and we like to see the cookouts. Anyway, round 1 went incredibly well. It was a brick for the first game for my opponent, and then I had 3 Arceus set up with no answer from them. So pretty, you know, I hate to say it, it sounds mean, but it was pretty easy the first round. Second round, I paffed early, couldn't Starbirth, had a much better start for the opponent apparently. So yeah, one of my main things I keep doing, because this list that I runs Lost Vacuum, I kind of rely on finding that a little bit early. I've been kind of... Maybe I should be thinking about this a lot smarter, I think. I've been kind of pathing down quite early to help kind of stop a few different setups. So some decks, obviously Miraidon's an obvious one. If you can stop them from getting anything down other than Miraidon, that is a huge start. If you can start, you know, getting rid of Radiant Greninjas being a problem, that's pretty good. There's a few cards or a few decks that kind of like get crippled by Path to the Peak quite early. I did that, and of course it was one of those times where it bit me. So the opponent had a much better start this time, and it was a loss. I've got to read this verbatim. I've actually started making notes, by the way, on recommendation from someone from Twitter, so thank you very much for that. Perfect start, DTE, VG. What the hell's VG? Oh, perfect start, double turbo energy, V-Guard energy, with Arceus in the active, top decked V-Star. I also had Path and Bibarel in hand as well, so I think I started, yeah, I would have started Bidoof and Arceus, and I just top decked the evolutions. By turn 4, I'd already had 2 Arceus V-Stars and a Tina V-Star powered up, so yeah, that was incredible. If the deck could constantly run like that, I'd be in such a great position. But yeah, that was a win for me. Second game was against Matt, and he was playing Palkia. Round 1 was, again, the perfect start with the DTE and the basic V. We just got ready straight away. Because I know he runs Vulpix in that deck, I had a Tina powered up as well. Again, if the deck goes, it goes. 3 Pokemon powered up, ready to go. It's almost like unlosable in that situation. Round 2 was a complete brick and a loss. I literally couldn't do anything. It was just a really bad start for me. Opponent had everything set up as well, so it does seem to be that way. If a brick isn't great, but at least you can eventually get out of a brick. If the opponent has like a lightning start as well, it's like, well, what can I do? And this theme will come up multiple times over the next few videos. Round 3. By my own description, played smart, started Arceus with no energy, top-decked Arceus V, used V-Star on active for switch and DTE. So, this is another one of those I've learned to play a lot better recently, in my opinion. One of the things that obviously is a struggle is with Arceus is starting with the V with no energy whatsoever. So if you go first, any energy is fine. As long as you can get a V-Star, you can find the DTE or you can find another energy to get going. The problem arises when you have an Arceus V, you have an Arceus V-Star, but you have no energy. So what I've learned to do, and again, this is, you are following an idiot's journey in evolution and learning here. What I've started doing now is evolving a V-Star in the active, or on the bench if I played 2 Arceus V and had no energy, finding the double turbo anyway, finding a switch if I need to, if not finding something else, putting the double turbo on the one that hasn't evolved, because that can still Trinity charge, then going for either charging up a Giratina a little bit, like I used to do 2 energy on there, then 1 energy somewhere else, or sometimes if it's 2 Arceus, and I know I'm only playing Arceus, I'll put the other energy on the Arceus V. It might get knocked out, worst case scenario, that activates a Raihan, and then put the 2 on the other Arceus as well. That way next turn, either way, you'll have a V-Star available to attack, so it's one of those that, like, you know, it might seem obvious to some people, but I'm quite proud of myself for learning these things, so don't bully me. But yeah, ended up winning that game. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. Every day's a learning experience against various decks. So this one sucked. This was Lost Dragonite, which is, I'm finding out, is the worst deck I can go against as an Arceus player if they're playing a Lost deck. There's a loss against Lost Dragonite. Round 1, Dragonite powered up turn 2, couldn't get any energy. It's basically a brick start. If you don't know, Dragonite swings for 250. So even with a V-Guard on a basic V, it's a knockout. If you evolve to vstar, then yeah, you can survive the 250, but if they've got a choice belt, that's also a knockout as well, so yeah, it kind of sucks. If that deck's powered up by turn 2, you're done, you're cooked. Round 2 was a typical win for me, because the Lost deck bricked, and I was like, oh, there's a chance! Then after that, round 3, very close game, didn't see any cards I need, tried to use Sharon to delay the last 2 prizes, opponent found all the pieces to bring Dragonite back for the last 2 prizes. So yeah, I can kind of remember the way this ended. Basically, I knocked out the Dragonite. I was like, sweet, if I can just, like, cycle the Arceuses with the Sharon's Care, I might be okay. Managed to Clara back the Dragonite, energy recycle the energy, Mirage Gate the energy, and take the knockout on the Giratina I think I had left. And I said to him after, if I could have just found, like, Giratina V-Star, I would have survived. And he went, oh, no, I had Choice Belt as well. I was like, god damn. So, like, I was literally, like, checkmated on that one. Which sucked, because I was 2-0 and the only person 2-0 at that point. The last opponent had played at won and tied, and someone else had won and tied. They both went on to win their 3rd games. So I ended up 2-0, they ended up 2-0-1, and I was just like, cool, I come 3rd because I lost once. Awesome. But yeah, it was fun otherwise. Arceus Giratina, still a fun deck. I think I played it, yeah, I played it with Squirrel this time, so that was included, and I don't know, I think with that deck, maybe I need to learn a little bit more about when to prioritize Squirrel and Bibarel, because there was definitely times where I couldn't find the cards I needed, and maybe that would have helped. I don't know. That was Geek Retreat for this week. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a bit of a weird series. I don't know where it's going. I don't know if it's going to continue, but hopefully you guys are getting something out of this. Let me know what you think. I should probably get some more notes written down, some more concise stuff. It's really hard in the moment, though, because, like, as soon as a round finishes, I want to start writing things down, but also we need to get the next round going, and yeah, it's just a little bit awkward, but listen, I'm going to keep trying. If you enjoyed this, all my links are in the description below, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one. See ya!